Good morning. My name is Rob Schnetzer. I am the other half of the Sages marketing team here. I'm usually the photographer behind the camera that's bringing you the vlogs every week. And this week, actually, we had a vlog on the MFA outage from Microsoft for the beginning of last week. Now, as you know, if you're using MFA, we had a second outage this week, Tuesday, I believe. This doesn't make our vlog any less relevant. In fact, it makes a lot of the points that our guest had more relevant. So just be aware, this was shot before the MFA outage occurred this week, but it will give you some idea of what caused it and what our response to the MFA outage was. We had a little bit of an incident.
I believe it was early last week. Yeah.
Last week?
So essentially, what we saw, Microsoft's multi-factor authentication system went down or had an issue. In terms of what the exact issue was, that hasn't been directly determined. Some could assume it happened during a patch schedule, but either way, that system was no longer responding. They did report it through their Azure status page. And essentially, what we saw as users is anything that implemented the multi factor authentication or MFA um, uh, no longer worked. You could not access areas that you had MFA enabled on. So if you were a administrator in a system, you essentially could not access that system without disabling that security feature.
I mean, that's a big deal. You know,
It's a huge deal.
we've done a couple of blogs now, and one of them was, well, two of them have been very, very security oriented. So when you start disabling multi-factor authentication, I mean, you're basically opening up your door to whoever, almost globally,
Right, right. Well,
that wants to get into the system.
in a lot of ways, you have to look at it in the sense that it is a layer within your security. You still have your password. So in a situation that you adhere to what we consider to be strong password policies, you still have that level of protection. But of course, if you disable MFA, you are reducing your overall security.
Is this the first time that we've seen this bug with Microsoft?
Actually, yeah, this is the first time, at least in my research, that I've seen with this feature being down.
When you have something like this go down, I mean, it affects everybody.
Well, it was a global issue. Their involvement with Azure cloud computing, all these pieces are all backed by this feature, and for this to be down is a fairly catastrophic event. Although being down for a fairly short period of time showed some major possible flaws with the system. In fact, being down, how do you access your accounts? What do you have to do if unless you have an additional account that has the ability to disable this feature? What do you do to access your account? Luckily, this feature isn't set to what we consider to be a fail open type scenario, where if it does fail, it essentially just lets you through without any additional security. But what will probably come from this is a new perspective on how they can make their service better in various forms. How that's going to be, who knows? One of the big things to say is I would not let this ward you from using something like this service. I mean, if you look at it from various perspectives, if you were using your own system in your own data center, the same thing would have happened to you if it wasn't Microsoft. The chances of something like this happening are actually obviously far greater in smaller environments.
All right, back with you here again. That was our vlog this week for the MFA outage. If you do have any questions for us or want to suggest a blog for on down the line, feel free to give us an email at marketing@sages.com. You'll see it come up right around in here in just a second. So we welcome any ideas that you have. If there's anything that we need to address, please send that to us, and we'll be more than happy to. From Sagis Marketing and the rest of us at Sagis, happy holidays and have a good rest of your week.